How's it going, everybody? This is Chris with Bars and Carbs. Today I'm going to try to give you a generalized, very simplified way of looking at energy balance and trying to understand how energy balance works so that you can figure out calories and what you would need to take in during the day for weight loss, for weight maintenance, for weight gain. All right. So first thing up, we're going to talk about is calories. All right. Calories is just a unit of measurement. It's actually a unit of heat measurement, and it basically just says it's the amount of energy that it would take to heat up 1 gram of water to 1 degree Celsius. All right. Second thing we're looking at is kilocalories, and that is saying that the amount of energy that it would take for 1 kilogram of water to be heated up to 1 degree Celsius. When we're thinking of food, we're actually using kilocalories. All right. Kilocalories is actually 1,000 times more than just a regular calorie. So on the back of a box, let's say it says 250 calories, that would actually be 250,000 calories because you're actually looking at kilocalories, not just regular calories. All right. When you are looking at losing a pound of weight, in general, we usually look at 3,500 kilocalories, and it says 1 pound of fat. It's actually going to be mostly fat, a little bit of water, a little bit of minerals in there, maybe even some protein. But in general, when you're trying to lose weight, the idea is that you want to burn off 3,500 calories more than you're taking in. All right. Next thing up, we have total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. A better way to think of this, for me, would be calories burned. So how many calories are you burning throughout the day? First thing up, we have basal metabolic rate, or BMR. BMR is going to be 60 to 75% of your TDEE, or your calories burned throughout the day. Now, there are different things that are going to, different variables that you have to look at that will affect your BMR. But what BMR essentially is how many calories would you burn throughout the day if you were just lay in bed all day and do nothing? So how much energy does it take to keep your vital organs, everything functioning properly, to keep your heart pumping, organs working, brain working, muscles still working, everything working? How much energy does it take just to keep you alive? And that's, again, going to be about 60 to 75% of your total calories burned throughout the day. Things that might affect that are going to be body comp and lean body mass. So body comp is just basically just kind of everything. How much fat do you have? How much skeletal muscle do you have? And all that. Lean body mass is looking at everything except for fat. So it's going to be your skin, your organs, your skeletal muscle, all right, your skeleton, and water. The only things that you can really affect, you can't really change your organs necessarily, but you can affect your water, and even more importantly, you can affect your muscle mass. The more muscle mass that you have, the more effective you will be at burning calories, even at rest. So even at rest, having more muscle will burn more calories than burning fat, than having fat. Not by a ridiculous amount, but by some. And then also, the more you exercise, the more physically active you are, that also comes into play. The more muscle you have for activity, the more calories you're likely to burn throughout the day. Next up, we have thermic effect of food, or TEF. That's going to be about 10% of your calories burned throughout the day. With that, we have the 3 major macronutrients. First one up, we have protein. About 20 to 30% of the protein that you're taking in is actually going to be used as energy to just absorb, just to process that protein. So you're actually only taking in about 70 to 80% of those calories. So it's pretty high thermic effect. Next up, we have carbs. Again, about 5 to 10% of that is actually going to be used just to break down the food, just to break down those carbs. So you're really only taking in about 90 to 95% of those carbs. And last up is fats. And 0 to 3% of that is going to be used for energy just to break it down. So you're taking in about 97, even possibly 100% of that fat. Last up, we have TEPA, or thermic effect of physical activity. That's going to make up about 15 to 30% of your calories burned throughout the day. That includes exercise, So what you do for the exercise, the intensity, the duration, the volume, all of that is going to come into play. Are you doing resistance training? Are you doing cardiovascular endurance? What are you doing? And that will affect how much calories you burned. Most people are going to overestimate how many calories they actually burn during the workout. Whatever you think you're burning, you're probably burning a lot less, but you're definitely doing something. With that, you have excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC, and that's basically just talking about after you're done with your workout, you need to get back down to a normal resting state. So all the energy that it takes just for you to kind of calm back down and come back into rest. And that takes energy that's going to be included in your total daily energy expenditure. The last up, we have non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. What NEAT is just your daily activities that you're doing that you wouldn't necessarily count as organized exercise. So it can be anything. It could be chores, maybe washing dishes, doing laundry, vacuuming, walking the dogs, whatever it is, just standing. If you're sitting on the couch and now you're standing, you're going from a resting state to moving, all right? That would all count as your NEAT. All right, we're gonna flip this thing around and look at the back. Pop this into place if I can. Or not. Come on. A lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. On the other side, all right, we're looking at how to create a deficit, stay in maintenance, or create a surplus. We're going to say that your caloric intake for all of these is 2,500 calories. That your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, is 1,800 calories. Again, BMR just means how many calories you're burning throughout the day with doing nothing, okay? So you're taking in 2,500. With doing absolutely nothing, you're burning off 1,800 calories. If your daily activity, let's say it's 1,200 calories, you're going to add your BMR and your daily activity together. Now you have 3,000 calories for your TDEE, or your calories burned throughout the day. Excuse me. If your caloric intake is 2,500 calories, you consume 2,500 calories through food, but you burned off 3,000 calories throughout the day, now you're at negative 500. If you take that negative 500 and you multiply it by 7, let's say 7 days in the week, and you're at negative 500 for 7 days of the week, you should lose 1 pound for that week, because you're taking negative 500, multiplied by 7, that equals 3,500 calories. Again, from the other side, we saw 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So if you're burning 3,500 calories in 1 week, you just burn 1 pound for that week. Next up, we have maintenance. Again, caloric intake is 2,500 calories, your BMR is 1,800. Let's say through daily activity, you burned off 700 calories. Add 1,800 to 700, you get 2,500. You consume 2,500, you burn 2,500. So you neutralized, you evened it out. So you didn't gain any weight, you didn't lose any weight. Last one up, we have caloric surplus. With this one, we have 2,500 calories that you took in, 1,800 BMR. Let's say you're really lazy that day, you kind of didn't really move around, you didn't do much of anything. Your daily activity, you only burn 200 calories. So you add that 1,800 to the 200, now you have 2,000 calories. But you consumed 2,500. So that means you're in a surplus of 500 calories. If you're in a surplus of 500 calories for 7 days, a whole week, you add that, you multiply that together, you get 3,500 calories. So that would put you at a surplus of 3,500 calories for that week, which means you would gain 1 pound. All right. Hope all that made sense. If you like the video, please share it, press like, throw me comments. All right, have a good one. Bye.